Danny, how has this experience in Vegas been different for you than the last time that you came here for a fight, which obviously was a turbulent time in your life?
Yeah. It's been great. It's been kind of weird because I've been out here for 2 weeks now.
Right.
And Vegas is really kind of dead. Like
Stop it is.
when it's not fight. I've only kind of been here, when it's fight time. So to kind of be around. And even though we've seen some of the posters and the media and some of the artworks and stuff, but it's just been real chill. We've been fine tuning since we've been out here, getting a little bit of the weight off, and we're perfect now. So for me, it's really just a calm before the storm.
When the last time you came here, obviously your grandmother had just passed and everything. Can you take us through what that week was like, and considering not fighting and all that?
It was hard for me to pair off fight. It was the biggest mental challenge that I've ever had to face in my life, because my grandmother, she was like my mom. She was my rock. She was my angel, right? And we had the fight set up for Saturday. We were in the hospital with her on Tuesday and Wednesday. Our fight was scheduled to leave Thursday. She passed away on Wednesday with everybody, all my family around her at the table. We actually seen her take her last breaths. So for all of us just, experiencing that, it was so devastating. And I had to get on the plane the next morning and head out to Vegas to face the toughest opponent that I could ever face at that time. And mentally, I just feel like I didn't have enough time to grieve and get my mind right to go for battle. Because when you go for battle, we know boxing is mental. You have to be headstrong too. So, so for me, I'm just ecstatic that I'm going into this fight with the confidence, the full confidence, the mental capacity that I need to be victorious in every way, shape, form.
You didn't consider pulling out of that fight, though, right? You said I'm staying.
For the pair-off fight?
Or did you?
Yeah, I considered it, but at that time, I wanted to do it for her glory. I had my team, I had so many other people. Al was telling me, don't take the fight, there's gonna be other opportunities, but for me, I thought that I can do it in her honor. And I had training camp for so long, I didn't want all of that to go to waste. And, I made the judgment call, but it was the wrong call. But I'm grateful for all that happened, because it mentally made me a better person, a better fighter, and mentally strong in this point in my career.
And just like, you asked a question before, what's the difference between back then and now? Back then, Danny was a boy. Right now, he's a man.
Well said, yeah.
True. 2 years ago, when he fought Golovkin, he really stepped up to the plate and showed the world he belonged there. But I think this fight is happening at the right time. If it happened 2 years earlier or 6 months later, it wouldn't have been the right time. Right now is the right time. And I have a funny little feeling something dramatic's going to happen Saturday night that nobody's going to expect.
Hey, Danny, just going into that fight, when you were knocked down, were you capable at all going on? Robert Byrd kind of pushed you down in that. Do you remember that finish there? And was there any capability of you getting back up?
Never in my life have I seen a referee push a fighter down at the count of 4 or 5.
Didn't give him a chance.
And it's a world title opportunity. I felt like I need to have been handled with a different type of care, right? Give me the opportunity to go to 10 to where you can say I was knocked out, not make the judgment call for me, because I was very conscious even on the floor. I was thinking in my mind, take your time. It was a great shot. I went down. I seen the scars, everything that you see when you get clipped. But I was breathing. I was gonna get up and just like Tyson Fury and The Undertaker. I went to, get up like The Undertaker, right? And showed him that I was ready for battle. But he made the judgment call for me. And all I can do is look at it as just a learning experience. But for me, I thought that in that moment, if I was a referee, especially a fight of that magnitude, being a world title fight, I would have gave him the count and the opportunity to get up. Let me go out on my knees. Let me go out fighting. Let me go out swinging. So he made the judgment call for me, but only he knows what was going through his mind at the time. So, I'm past that. I don't hold him accountable for it. That what has happened has happened. All I can do is just use that as an example to.
Well, just to follow up on that though, because if you're, healthy enough to fight on, you want to win this title for your grandmother, and that would have been the greatest thing that you could do to get up off the canvas to win the fight. Has that haunted you, the fact that you didn't get that opportunity to finish the fight and try to do for her what you wanted?
That haunted me more than the loss did. The referee making the decision for me haunted me so much more because I knew what I had left in store. And even though I was hurt and mentally and physically I wasn't at the best, I still feel like I could have finished the fight. I mean, we were still winning the fight. You know, we were ahead on all scorecards in that fight, so I was still in the fight. We were in the game. But he decided to make that call for me. Only he knows, like I said, what was going through his mind. And I think the only thing that baffles me, besides the fact that he stopped the fight, which was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I seen Robert Byrd at the Hall of Fame out here in Vegas. And we spoke, well, not really spoke, but we said hello. And he sent someone to me at my table, you know, the Hall of Fame that you get your own table. He sent someone with a picture of me laying on the ground and asked me to sign the picture for him when him waving the fight off.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I never told you that?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So, to me, that was like insult to injury. He couldn't do it himself. He had to send somebody else to ask me to sign a picture of me laying on the like, what fighter would do that? Let alone the referee that made the judgment call. I thought it was so disrespectful, and I was so disappointed in him for doing that. But like I said, we don't know what was going through his mind. We don't know truly who he is. And at the end of the day, all I can do is use that as an example. But that was definitely a low blow.
Did you sign the picture?
Hell no, I signed that damn picture.
Andre, can you just comment? Did you think he could finish that fight?
Signed that picture.
Of course, when Robert, what bothered me most at that point in time was, okay, this is boxing. You might get knocked down. This is the nature of the game. He was counting, and I'm watching Danny, and actually I'm yelling. I said, son, get up. And at the count of 4, he's waving it off, and Danny springs up. It's not even a second between. He springs up, and Robert pushes. I'm like, what the hell? And in my eyes at that point in time, I thought he could have really just gotten up, and he's ready to go again. This is a world title fight. Give him a chance to once again get on his feet and perform. He did not get that chance, and I've always said that. I'm like, why did he push him down? What was that all about? Very, very strange. And now to hear that he had a photograph and he wanted him to autograph the photograph of what he did, seems like it was just a moment for him.